The first movie we ever made, I played a World War II soldier named Johnny. So that was fun. I think I was in 5th grade at the time, but film's always been something that I do. And
when you're playing music that you love, you get lost in it, and it puts these crazy images in your head. So I'd write stories based on the visual images that music would put into my head, and then I wanted to put that on video, so that brought me to video. And I mean, there's a whole world that you don't even realize is going on that music really introduces you to.
I learned everything starting from taking the digital tape camera and how do you even bring something from the camera into an editing program. And from there on, I've learned basically everything else going forward.
Hi, I'm Judy Kellerman, the Training and Production Coordinator here at WinCam, and welcome to the second edition of Meet the Members, a quarterly show we produce here at WinCam to introduce you to many of our members who work in video production. Across from me is John Goldsmith. Welcome, John.
Thank you for having me.
John is a fairly new member at WinCam, and he's a freelance video and music producer. He's currently working on editing a project that he taped at World Hypnotism Day this past winter. He's also assisting another producer with a new studio production. Next to John is Lydia Mullen. Lydia, welcome.
thank you.
Lydia is a senior at Winchester High School, and she's produced a number of original short films, one of which recently won an award. She's also a sailor and a swimmer, and she'll be going off to college next fall. And on my right is Shukong Oh, and Shukong currently wears many hats, as I understand it. He's a musician, he's an artist, he's a father of 2, and he volunteers for many Winchester organizations, and he's worked extensively with the mentor programs in the elementary schools. Welcome, Shukong.
Glad to be here.
Thanks. First, I'd like to ask everyone a bit about their backgrounds, especially their creative sides. So I'll start with Shukong.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about how your interest in music began?
Oh, my mother used to make me memorize the notes of the musical staff. There's 5 lines on the musical score,
Yep.
and she'd say, "What's this?" And it was interesting because I had to learn it. It was part of what we did every day.
How old were you when that happened?
I think I must have been 5.
Yeah. It's pretty young.
About that time, right.
Yeah.
And of course there was the mandatory piano lesson.
Mhm.
But I've since moved on to, well, I'll call it geezer rock. I play with a band in town called Off the Record, and we play different fundraisers, and we have
great.
a good time.
That's great. Music's wonderful.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your interest in art and how it led you to the art mentorships that you now do with Winchester Youth?
I don't think of myself as, say, an artist, but I do like to do origami, folding and so forth. And what I found is that there's a deep linkage between folding things on paper and geometry and mathematics. So I make many geometric things, some more natural things like animals and things. But so I volunteered many years ago to do the Lincoln and Morocco School. They have a mentor program where people from the community help work with the kids to teach them different things.
Wow.
So it's been fun.
I bet.
I learn something new from the kids every year.
That's great. And recently, Shukong was in the studio right up here on the set, and he did an edition of his program called Origami Pie, and that's just been finished. So in a couple of weeks, that will be on the air. So we'll look forward to that.
That should be fun.
Thank you.
Great.
So again, staying with this creative theme, Lydia, can you tell us when you first realized that you had an interest in the arts, particularly your interest in writing plays and films?
Yeah, so I have been involved in theatrics since I was very little. I've always been pretty shy, and so I was never part of the high school or like middle school plays. But when I was, I think, 3 or 4, my older sister and our neighbor started writing these plays, and they would adapt them from Greek myths, and they do all sorts of crazy things. But we had a lot of very interesting takes on old things. And the first movie we ever made, I played a World War II soldier named Johnny. So that was fun. I think I was in 5th grade at the time.
Excellent.
But film has always been something that I do and that I love.
That's great. That's great. And you told me also that you play the cello and that you sing. So how long have you been doing that? What is it about music that holds your interest?
So I started playing the cello when I was in 3rd grade, and I have never been good at it. I'm still not good at it, and I know that, and I freely admit it. But I love it because I just love music. I love the way it makes you feel. I love the way you can make other people feel with it. Communication has always been something I'm really interested in, how you can communicate emotions to people.
Right.
And so that's really important about music to me. So.
Yeah, excellent. And with singing, are you with one of the groups here at the high school?
Yeah, so I don't have enough room in my schedule to be in a real chorus, so I'm in after-school chorus, and so that's an extra class in the day, 2 days a week.
Yeah.
We do that and we sing in our concerts. And it's a lot of
that's
fun.
wonderful. Now, John, it seems like you also have interest in both music and visual media.
I do.
So tell us a little bit about your musical background.
That's a big question. Well, I began playing piano around age 5. My parents turned me onto it. It wasn't something I was totally interested in. I just did it because they wanted me to do something during the day. And then I took up the tuba right around middle school, and I hated that too. I had a very strong musical background, but I wanted to find something that I wanted to do that I would put time into. So I took up the guitar, very different from the tuba, around age 12, and I was obsessed with it. So I've been in and out of bands for the last 15 years, and I've always been interested in just when you're playing music that you love, you get lost in it, and it puts these crazy images in your head. So I'd write stories based on the visual images that music would put into my head, and then I wanted to put that on video, so that brought me to video. And I mean, there's a whole world that you don't even realize is going on that music really introduces you to. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you were able to kind of parlay and bring forward the images in your head that you got from music.
yeah, and it sounds really
Right.
strange, sounds kind of trippy, but I mean, it's like putting your dreams onto paper. I think it's the most
Absolutely.
interesting thing in the world.
Absolutely. That's great. Well, fascinating stories, everybody. The reason I'm asking people these questions is that most of us have some creativity within us, whether we've nurtured it or not, or our mothers have said you must take piano lessons or not. Same thing happened to me, and I'm really glad that it did, actually. It enriches your life tremendously. So you'll see later how people have literally taken a lot of these skills and now use them in their video work. I just want to talk a little bit about everybody's personal backgrounds so people get to know you a little better. Lydia, I know you've lived in Winchester all your life, and you're about to go off to college. Have you made any decisions yet as to where you're going to go?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
April's a big month for visiting colleges, and so we're working on scheduling all our visits, but I have no idea right now.
Okay. I know you have a lot of choices, so I wish you luck with that.
Thank you.
Tell us, though, what Winchester has offered you as a young woman growing up here, and also how any of your travels kind of around the area, outside the area, have enriched your view of life as you know it.
So I am really interested in sailing as well as film. Those are the two things I cite in my life as being, really important to me. And what I really like about Winchester is I've had an opportunity where there is a place here where I can seriously pursue both of those things. And for film, that's WinCam, and I can be here, and I love it here, but it's also a place where people can help me to sort of grow with filmmaking. And so I love that about Winchester. And Winchester also has a fabulous place to sail, and I love that, and our high school team is good, and I love everyone on that team too. So.
That's great. It's great to have a sailing team. Not every town has a sailing
Yeah.
team, so that's terrific. Shu Kong, how long have you lived in Winchester?
Oh, wow. Since 1984, I think,
Okay.
about that time. My wife's brother and his significant other was also, they were also looking for a house. And we couldn't afford it ourselves by ourselves, but so the four of us bought a house together. It was
that's a great
one of the
idea.
best decisions we ever made.
That's a great idea. I
Yeah.
love that. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you specifically do with some of the local nonprofit organizations? You told me you work with the Community Music School, the Multicultural Association, and the Farmers Market, amongst others, I'm sure. So pick one of those and tell me what your involvement is, what your role is with those with one of those organizations.
Boy, let me think. The Winchester Community Music School has been one of my favorites all along. When Corey Nichols was still director, we registered the domain name, set up a small office network, got internet access, set up a small, simple website. After things got going, I let the professionals take over. There is a very good professional team handling all of that technology now.
Yeah.
But it was nice to kind of get everything started way back when.
Absolutely. And that's a fabulous organization. And I know you
Absolutely.
just taped something for them. What was that?
Oh, yes, there was a percussion ensemble performance. And these musicians are really first rate.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. And I believe that's on the air currently
I
this
believe
month,
so, yeah.
March and April. Thank you, Shugang. And John, can you tell me what prompted you to join us here at WinCam?
Yes. Well, I was, like I said, I was turned on to this event called World Hypnotism Day back in September of 2012, and I was given an offer to film the event because I had some experience with videography, but I never really took it seriously. So I thought, all right, I'll do it as a favor. And then the event came. I filmed all day. What brought me to WinCam was basically we needed recording equipment. And a friend said, all right, why don't you come down to WinCam, I'll introduce you. They've got some great stuff down there. So I became a member, and long story short, the hours became days, became weeks, and I've been basically living here, working on it, so I've become very close with the people here.
This is true. John has been here quite a bit in the last month, and we can't wait to see the final product. You mentioned also you're getting serious about fitness.
Yes.
So can you tell us some of the local areas that you are using for hiking, kayaking, and running, the three areas you mentioned?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been hiking up in New Hampshire for a
Yeah.
few years. I go up to, I've done Mount Adams, Mount Lafayette, Mount Washington, and, I used to hear the word fitness and shriek and think, oh, I can't get into that. But once you really get into it, it's very addicting, and it really boosts your personality, it makes you feel so alive, and it's just, it influences your video making too, you really get motivated
Yeah.
to do more.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
That's great. Well, each of our guests, as you can tell, has a few productions in their pockets. They've all been working for a number of years on different shows, and they're all currently at work producing and editing current projects. So I'd like to ask everyone about their current pieces that they're working on, and then we're going to show a clip of everyone's work, probably 1 to 2 minutes of each person's work, so everyone can see what they're doing. Shukong, tell me a little bit about the production that we're going to take a look at.
The one I'm working on now, or
Well, you
the
mentioned that
previous one?
that we're going to be seeing a clip of the Blue Angels.
yes.
Yeah. Tell me how you got involved with taping the Blue Angels.
2 years in a row, I won the lottery to be on the deck of the USS Constitution
gosh.
on July 4th as it goes out into the middle of Boston Harbor.
Nice.
At the Fort Independence. They exchange cannon fire with the fort and turn around
Yeah.
and bring the boat back.
Yeah.
So last year, the Blue Angels had a flyover. I understand from my TSA friend at the airport, they shut down Logan for an entire hour so the Blue Angels could fly around. And I felt it was an interesting challenge, and it really was, because you have these high-speed airplanes, and they're flying from a distance, coming in, and you're trying to track them through the sky, and it's harder than it might seem.
That's amazing. Well, let's take a look at that clip right now.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Shu Kong. I'd like to move over to John now, and would you give us a little description of the clip that you've brought to show us?
Yes, the clip I'm going to show you is a trailer for the actual short film. It's just the World Hypnotism Day trailer. And it's funny because I made the trailer for the movie before I made the movie. So I had to kind of base the movie off of what you saw in the trailer.
Right.
And it was very backwards, but basically it's the various speakers that did presentations throughout the day, and I'm just highlighting them, showing you some stuff that happened, and it's just a quick recap of what you're going to actually see in the film.
Well, this is great. We'll have a little preview of the well, how long is the finished piece going to be, roughly, do you think?
It's about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes, okay. And the trailer is
2 minutes.
a couple of minutes. All right, let's have a look at John's trailer right now.
If I can share with you who I am and what I'm all about, and I can work your energy with my energy, then we can take ourselves to another level.
What we found is that once the weight starts to come off, people want to start working on other issues.
Just stay on my finger, drop it down, drop it down, and drop it down. Sleep, 5, 4, 3.
Have you ever felt like you're in a pattern that you don't know how to get out of?
You say, oh, the back of my hair stands up. Somebody is looking at me. Did you ever have that feeling?
Don't think you can't be hypnotized, because we all can be hypnotized.
That's pretty simple to understand, isn't it? Yes or yes?
Hypnosis is not something we do to you. It's something that's going on in your head that we guide you into, and it happens 7 times a day.
Now look back at my face and place your circle on your chin. You see, your chin's down here.
We're learning, but it wasn't that long ago the earth was flat.
Each of you here have a soul song.
So I'm a hypnotist with 30 and 40 years of experience because I had an imprint that was positive to me.
I now release the confidence and motivation within you to improve at whatever you want to improve on.
Each of you here is a divine light, a divine expression.
We just need to get out of the way and let it all work.
Thank you, John. That was great. So, Lydia, I know that you began doing video production, again, when you were quite young, and you've been writing lots of films and taking pictures and doing lots of short films. So, I know that you picked one out to show us. Could you give us a little brief description of the clip that we're going to see?
Yeah, so I I recently finished a short film called Meredith, which was for a friend's school project, and she asked for my help with it. And so we worked together for 4 days to shoot it and get the rough cut of editing done so she could turn it in. And we're going to see the first scene of it. And it's a suspense film.
A suspense film. Okay, this will be very interesting. Let's take a look at Lydia's clip.
Where have you been? That's a lovely dress. You know I can't wear anything else. Why? Don't they know what we did? Why don't they give us stripes? Black and white stripes. I just came here. You're the one who started everything. Why do you think you're here? You're a killer. A murderer. I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. You're the murderer. You are me. See? You're crazy. And you're talking to yourself.
This is the second time you've escaped this week, Missy. How about instead of talking to yourself, you talk to Dr. Lowry? We have an appointment this afternoon, remember?
Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, everyone, for bringing your clips. Fascinating work. We want to let everybody know that WinCam offers ongoing classes in media training for all members of the Winchester community. You can learn how to produce a show in a studio just like we're doing here today. You can learn how to use our portable equipment, and we can teach you how to edit. And we have video clubs for youth, both middle school and high school ages. And we give everybody the chance to assist our staff as we cover events around town. John, I'd just like to ask you quickly, can you tell us what training you've actually received here at WinCam?
Yeah, well, I actually took the production course about how to produce your own, produce your own show, which you actually taught us, which is fantastic. All of the equipment in the studio we learned about. Other than that, the staff's just been very helpful with anything I needed help with about Final Cut, the programs I was working on, and everyone knows what they're doing, and it's great to have them around.
We try. Thank you, John. Lydia, tell me about your basic training here at WinCam. I know you self-taught, obviously, in many ways, but what specifically do you remember learning here?
Well, I started here in the 8th grade. There was a film club, and it was really sort of the first thing that I remember doing in middle school without my friends, where I was like, I want to do this, and I don't care if I have no one who I know there or anything like that. That's something that, I care about and I want to do. And I ended up in this film club with all these crazy kids who were running around and couldn't control themselves and were just completely off the wall. But I ended up being sort of mellow and kind of the calm one in the group, and so they asked me to come back and help with shoots when they were short-staffed a few days, and I sort of snowballed from there.
So you're 14? No, younger. 14? No, 12?
13, I think.
12, 13 when you started. That's amazing. Yeah. That's great. Well, we're certainly glad that you have continued doing the work here. And I think everybody would agree that the more you do this kind of work, it is a skill, the better you get. I've been doing it a number of years, and I still continue to learn things as we go along. And it's not just about the changing technology. You can always improve. So, Shukong, what kind of experience in training did you have initially here at WinCam? Do you remember your first classes?
I learned everything from here. Although, of course, there's always opportunities. Turns out, for example, YouTube has a very nice clip editor that allows you to put captions and everything else on. I learned everything starting from taking the digital tape camera and how do you even bring something from the camera into an editing program.
Yeah.
From there on, I've learned basically everything else going forward.
And you now have an
And-
editing system at home, and I know you edit,
Yes,
edit
I
your
have
projects at home.
a simple one.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that's fine. There's
Yeah.
many out there. Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody tremendously for being part of the show today. I know it's gone quickly. We thank you again for bringing your clips and wish you all the best with your future projects. And we'll be seeing you soon, I know. And
Absolutely.
hopefully everybody will be seeing your shows soon. By the way, keep in mind that WinCam has an on-demand site on our webpage, which is wincam.org, and at any point you can go there, look at the playlists, and take a look at some of the productions that these folks and others do and have done over the years. We try to put a nice mix of interesting shows. So we'll be back in the future with more editions of Meet the Members. That's it for now. Take care.